How's it going, everybody? As always, it's your Vice President Scott Evans here to bring you the third episode of our Monster Quest. We've been on the road for the last 2 weeks now, covering a good amount of Michigan. In this video, we're going to bring you our coverage of Lake Leelanau. Our president and the man that I'm honored to call my father. If you guys don't know him personally, he has turned into quite the bass angler over the last few years. So we went out with the expectation to be able to get in some nice smallmouth and even some largemouth out here. If you've never been to Lake Leelanau, it is truthfully one of the biggest bodies of inland water in Michigan. One of those super long, super narrow bodies of water. And thank God we were out on a real boat with a real motor, because if we were out in our little boat with our 3.3 Mercury, we'd still be out there trying to get from end to end. So we go out for the first day. Right away we get into this nice, huge rock bass right here, and pretty excited to get the skunk out of the bag, but our luck really didn't turn around all that much after that. Truthfully, probably couldn't even tell you guys how much gas we burned and how many miles we put on the old 93 Smoker Craft. But all in all, it wasn't bad. It's a beautiful lake, a no-wait canal that kind of cuts it in half, so south end and north end, and everybody was telling us that the north end was where all the fish were at, and pretty crazy body of water. I mean, you'd be 20 yards offshore and 15 feet of water, and then drift another 10 yards out. Next thing you know, you're in 130, 140 feet, and I don't think there's any bass that lurk that deep. And if there are, at least we didn't find them. And there's a pretty good chance that we were the only guys out there fishing for bass. Every other fishing boat we saw was either jigging for walleye or trolling using bottom bouncers and crawler harnesses. So right away, we go the first 2 days without catching a single bass, short of a few small rock bass, and getting kind of discouraged about the whole bass game. And right away I'm thinking walleye, let's catch something that we can at least eat. And we only had 4 days on the lake. We spent the first 3 days fully committed to try and get bass, and we did end up catching 4 smallmouth, 3 of them being 14 to 15 inches, and just this little dinker here. But it was fun because it was one of my first times ever using a drop shot. But the last day it was raining, kind of windy, and forgot the GoPro at home. But we went out, got the bottom bouncers out, started trolling some crawler harnesses. We had a chartreuse crawler harness and an orange one. And we were able to cross the walleye off the board. Sadly, they weren't big enough to eat. We ended up catching 2, and I think the biggest one was like 13 inches, and the other one was only like 10. But it was good, set a goal, go out and beat it, even though we weren't able to eat them. But still feeling accomplished on a body of water that's almost 20 miles long, to be able to go out and at least find a few walleye. All in all, aside from how beautiful Lake Leelanau is, aside from how much what incredible time we had spending with family, I don't think that we're gonna put a date in stone to head back to the lake. Definitely not in August. Everybody says August is the worst time to fish, so it would probably be a little bit better to get in there in the spring or the fall, or maybe try and ice fish it, try to get some of those nice walleye they were telling us about through the ice. But all in all, this is episode 3 of Monster Quest. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, your Vice President Scott Evans here. Happy adventures.